rough breakup leads a man to sexual vacation. If you're seeking clarity, give up your sensual sensations. Celibacy and betting pools means lots and lots of frustration. Pent up and full of horn. New love forlorn. Scene of flower fornication. Scene of flower fornication.
Very nice.
That did pay off.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta like. That was one where I had to like get into like the rhythm because it's like,
Yeah.
that's one of those songs where much.
That's not a normal song. That's not a normal song.
Well, no Red Hot Chili Pepper song. Every Anthony Kiedis song is either something like that or it's like a like almost got hit by a taxi cab, getting jerked out. Yeah, like
Yeah, they're not a normal band. That's
No.
why it's good for them. Let's just talk about Red Hot Chili Pepper. Bro, like Blood Sugar Sex Magic, bro.
And welcome to the Nostalgia Killers podcast, where we revisit films from our youth to see if they still hold up or should be inserted into the great DVD player in the sky. I'm Luc Londe, joined once again, as always, by Chuck Stardinsky.
I don't even know why I get introed anymore. I'm just always here unless I'm not.
And also, once again, we are joined by Robert Negoesco.
Hello. You know, when the first time I was here, you weren't here.
I know exactly.
So
That's the joke. That's the gag.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
And we watched, I'd like to point out at the behest of Robert,
yeah,
40 Days and 40 Nights.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
Matt Sullivan is a young, normal, healthy American male about to attempt the unthinkable.
No sex for Lent. For 40 days. No sexual intimacy of any kind. No nibbling, no biting, no scratching. No masturbation.
You won't last a week. You're the guy who can't finish a sandwich. You think you can go 40 days?
This doesn't affect you in any way.
This affects everyone.
How many days do you think you'll last? Days? Women have been doing this forever, so we know all about the power.
So you want to have sex with me to regain the power?
We're willing to do whatever is necessary to get the job done.
Oh, God.
From the makers of Bridget Jones's Diary and Notting Hill.
My name's Erica.
You going on a date with her? Isn't that kind of getting in the way of the thing?
We are totally connecting, and it's not a sexual thing. Not for either of us.
Comes a new comedy
Good night.
about waiting
Connect.
It's amazing. I'm being treated like an equal, and we're connecting on this whole,
Sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Josh Hartnett
Surprise inspection.
What the hell is that thing?
It's a special light that allows me to see if any fluids have been liberated.
40 Days and 40
Absolutely. I'd like to
Nights.
take full credit for it. This is a movie that I had been meaning to rewatch, so I saw it on the list and I was like, yes. I had talked about it a couple times because this is my memory of it. I had not seen it. I am 33. I had not seen it since I was at the most 14 on Comedy Central. They used to play it all the time. And my memory was, that's a dumb idea. Even then I thought it was dumb, but I was like, that movie is better than it should be. That was my memory. So I had been wanting to rewatch to either prove myself right or wrong. Should I say whether I prove We'll wait.
Everyone will be dying in anticipation.
Yeah. Is it good still? I don't know. Maybe it's great.
Well played.
I have an elevator pitch for this one.
Go for it.
In order to get over a rough breakup, a young man tries to give up all sexual activity for 40 days.
Yeah, for Lent.
For
religious
Lent.
holiday
Yes.
Lent, this is the movie that taught me what Lent was.
I know, I had no idea.
Bunch of non-Catholics here, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, I was baptized.
Yeah.
At like 8 years old. Yeah. No first communion though.
Yeah, we don't know what Lent is. Not quite.
No.
Everyone's baptized.
I remember just occasionally being in public school and like fish sticks on Fridays. And I'm like, ugh, why? Why the fuck are we doing this?
The Ash Wednesday thing.
That's the
was
day you
most
find
bizarre
out
thing.
you like find out how deep into religion a lot of people are.
Oh yeah.
Where you're like, oh, it's like I'm gonna go, and then it's like, whoa, Carol's weird.
Yeah. You have ash on your face, but not just because that's cool and you were having a good time in
Yeah.
the chimney, but for Jesus.
You weren't sweeping. You weren't making your daily sixpence.
You don't have a Cockney accent.
No.
It's really so racist.
But yeah, you mentioned your nostalgia for this movie. I was a 13-year-old boy when this movie came out, so I was its target audience, you know?
Yeah.
I was young and horny with no concept of decent human behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed it quite a bit when it first came out. It had everything I wanted, you know, nudity and comedy.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I cared about at that time.
Boners.
Yeah, everything.
Boners and boobs.
Boners
Yeah.
and boobs all day.
And jokes.
Yeah. My cousin had a huge crush on Josh Hartnett growing up, so this was like weirdly in rotation
Sure.
because it was like,
Right.
old Joshy, he's only got a couple big hits. So it's like you can only watch Pearl Harbor so many times.
And this is by his choice, right?
Oh, yeah.
He was the it guy for a while. Christopher Nolan's first choice for Batman.
Really?
Yeah, before
I had
Christian,
no idea.
Christian Bale's the backup. Like Josh Hartnett was the choice, right? Superman 05, the Superman Returns. So this guy turned both gigs down. It was like, I don't want to be anyone's like he knew it wasn't just making a movie. It was
Yeah,
making a franchise. Like he knew where the world was going and
Mm-hmm.
he got out of it. That's why he's not in Sin City 2. Like he just didn't want to do franchises and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like this guy's the real deal. He's a great actor, but like, I mean, he was 24 when or 23 when he decided to make this movie, and it's like, I don't know why.
I did terrible things when I was 23.
He was 23. Like,
I hope
yeah.
people don't hold everything I did when I was 23 years old against me.
Also, everyone needs to know it's not an excuse, but 2002 was a different time. It was an aggressive and gross and angry time in American history.
Yeah.
Something was going on.
It was everything was just like we were coming off of the extremeness of the 90s and
Yeah.
into like people
Jaded.
we were jaded, and it was like everything had to be postmodern and like
Yeah.
everything had to still have that edge of the 90s but with a weird sheen to it. It was gross.
like a shittiness.
A shittiness,
An
yeah.
extra, because 90s, it's like, whoa, bro, like whatever, extreme. But like, this is like, dude, fuck people who blah, blah, blah. Like,
Yeah, this was very gatekeepy era.
Yes,
This was like,
yes.
oh, you listen to that? Well, you must be a fucking loser.
yeah, or other words that people
Yeah,
say.
I chose that. I kind of...
One of them's in this movie.
Yeah?
We'll get there.
How about you, Luke?
I never saw this.
Oh, this is an initiation episode for
for
you?
me,
I'm
yeah.
so sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
bro, break a chain, bro.
but I would add
Sorry.
that I would add that thinking back to that time, this movie doesn't stand out from the other hard, rough, raunchy comedies
Yeah,
of
yeah,
its
yeah.
time. It most certainly fits right in, which sounds like an excuse, but it's not.
I think for me, what pushed it beyond is like the two leads have great chemistry and deserve a much better movie. Josh Hart, like they're both just really charismatic and have good chemistry with each other. They're both great, like really good actors. They made me think that this was like way better.
Oh, yeah. No, I love... I'm going to fuck her name up, but Shannon Sossaman.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
I think
right.
that's what we'll call her. She is fucking awesome. Like, everything I've ever seen her in is just great. She always is like, she lights up the scene.
Yeah.
She's just the perfect embodiment of that manic pixie dream girl kind of thing without being overly annoying and twee or cringy or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, she's a grounded version of the stupid manic pixie dream girl thing that was around forever.
I could see that. And that is definitely like probably upwards of 90% of why I loved this movie at 12, because I was like pretty sure you're the most beautiful person in existence.
Yep.
Still up there, definitely, but that doesn't save it, Shannon.
No.
That doesn't save it, Shannon. Or Josh, you cutie. No. Sorry.
I know.
Sorry.
I'm just starstruck. That's all.
Yeah. Exactly. That's all
You
it
got
was.
you got overboarded. That's all it was.
Yeah.
You were like, no, this is a great movie.
Yeah. Yep. Like in a generation of people.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I wrote down like the first thing I wrote down after watching the movie, the only thing I wrote down after watching it, I'm happy that I don't like this movie anymore. It means I'm a grown ass man.
Yes.
Like
Oh yeah.
that was my one takeaway. That's my thesis. of tonight.
Yeah, the fact that you hate this means that you have matured as an adult, and you are a person with thoughts and feelings and empathy.
Yeah. Yeah. It got worse as it went on, too. Because I was like, oh, this is this. Like, it was like, wait. It also is maybe not as bad at the very beginning. Maybe I just hadn't set in. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It never seemed to shift gears. It was always the boner jokes from start to finish. Like other rom-coms start off with the joke, the awkwardness. I guess it did like go into the relationship a little more, but from beginning to end, it's about coming.
Yeah. Yeah. And they use the complex analogies.
God damn it.
No, they don't do that.
No, not at all.
I feel like the bagel thing is like he's the bagel guy, but it's also like there's everything about it. It's like the orchid, it's vaginal. Like
right.
The bagel, it has a hole. Like every choice of this movie, I feel is that.
I'm pretty sure that was code for butt sex.
Yeah. The boss with the fucking dried peach or something.
Oh yeah, he's
like
just
what?
Like, yeah, no, this movie is horned up to 11. Like it is just like every person is like just physically cannot restrain themselves. Like, and we'll get into everything in a second. But yeah, just like one of the things that tripped me out the most about this movie is how viscerally angry everyone is that Josh Hartnett's character Matt is doing this celibacy thing.
Oh yeah,
it's the most disturbing part of the whole movie. They're betting. Oh, misogyny abound, but like the betting and the centering of his actions in their lives is the most dude, this is so toxic. Like, what is going on? That one guy who's like, I take the bets. Like, is so creepy to me.
Oh, yeah.
So, one of the creepiest people in all of cinema.
No, he gives off Cillian Murphy always gives off strong serial killer vibes, but this guy's like a poor man's Cillian Murphy. He's just like, he makes my skin crawl.
He would have been great as a serial. Maybe he has, I didn't look him up, but that guy was gross. For sure. Good casting, I guess. And there was almost times when I was like, are we supposed to be on Josh's side? And are we supposed to, 2002 summer, we're supposed to hate those guys? And I'm like, I questioned it multiple times. I don't think so.
No, I think everyone is the good guy in this movie, which is what's fucked up.
Except Nicole.
Yeah.
Who's a demon.
A demon, yes.
A demon, of pure evil.
Yeah.
Just that a woman exists and she's just, I will destroy you, amongst other things.
Is there anything you liked about this movie, Robert? Do you have any favorite scenes?
Sure. I guess a lot of it connects back to the nostalgia thing. And a lot of that stuff isn't tainted. I mean, it's tainted by it, but it has nothing to do with it. The laundromat stuff, I think, is clearly the strongest of the whole movie.
Yeah, sure.
Their dynamic in the laundromat, all that. I don't see any problems in the whole laundromat thing. Maybe if I went back, but that stuff really stood out in the beginning, and I still think it has just such a cozy feel and wonderful. I think for a lot of me though, because I was born in San Francisco and then I was living in Santa Rosa when I was watching this, so much of me wanted to be young, in my early 20s in San Francisco in that time period.
Right.
That's what's cool about it is San Francisco 2002, that snapshot of that time period down to them being in the .com business. The bubble had not burst yet, so it's that first wave of tech, which as a kid, I idolized that. And it was charming now to look at it. And it's well, not now, not what it became, not what tech became, but that first wave or something is pretty charming, actually.
Yeah, Nicole's fiance, literally when he first meets Matt, he's like, "Oh, you're one of those .com guys.
Yeah,
you work for a .com."
Yeah.
And my future brain is like, "Oh, you mean a business?
Yeah.
You mean a place that has an area of commerce?" And
yeah, but there were still people who were like, internet's for nerds.
Exactly.
In 2002, which is still, that piece of it is still, I think, enjoyable. It's if we were to watch Hackers or something, it's look at this technology snapshot. Fantastic. Right. And her job being that she scans porn sites and stuff.
Yeah, the cyber nanny.
Yeah,
That was a real job.
Yeah, exactly. All that stuff, like, obviously it's tied to the theme of the movie and all that, which is sucks. But like that whole thing, that's what's, I think, good. But yeah, I mean, that's it.
That's all you got?
Yeah, I mean, Shannon Sossamon. She's great.
Yeah.
Maggie Gyllenhaal for a second.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, other than that, no.
Do you have anything, Luke?
I have well, you go ahead and do your favorite.
Okay.
I'll do my favorite.
So yeah, for my favorite and most nostalgic, my favorite scene in the whole movie, because I think it's just a fun bit, is the whole Matt's faked orgasm bit.
Sure. Yeah.
Because like, it's, you know what you're getting into with this movie, like In for a Penny, In for a Pound, like it's going to be a misogynistic, stupid mess. But yeah, that whole bit is amazing. Like, show it to me.
Yeah.
And he just like, he gives, I love his just like, the whiteout scene, him giving the worst rendition of an orgasm ever.
Yeah,
he's like, are you with me? Let's go. Okay, on the count of, and he's just like, oh, yes. Ooh.
Yeah. No,
boy.
it's pretty good. And it
Yeah.
shows that Josh Hartnett could do comedy. For all I know, this might have been the only time he ever did it, but he could.
Yeah.
And I also don't see anything wrong with that.
No,
scene,
exactly.
really.
It's one of those, it's also, that scene's kind of fun because it is like one of those like shoe is on the other foot sort of things because,
Yeah. Women are always faking orgasms.
Exactly.
At least what movies taught me. That's what I thought.
No, that is
I
like the
thought
most,
all of them were fake.
that's one of the most miserable lessons that I got from pop culture was just like, oh yeah, like you will never please a woman and a woman can never be pleasured.
You're all inadequate.
You're all
Never try.
inadequate. Yeah,
I
exactly.
think all that stuff was written by a generation that didn't care
Yeah.
if they did or not. And then they're like, this sucks. It's tough. Like I did my thing and she didn't like it. Whatever.
Look, you solved that Rubik's Cube.
It's her.
bud.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. Solve it. Try the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, at least look at the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah. I mean, how did like American Pie go better on that, right? Like
Yeah.
at least like presenting it as like a challenge that is worth like, figuring out.
My second favorite scene is Matt losing his grip on reality on day 40. Not that entire day,
Yeah.
which we'll get to. Part of that entire day is one of my least favorite scenes in the entire movie. But the bit where he's like completely lost it, and I have a direct quote. His shithead roommate and his date come in.
Ryan,
yes. Ryan and his date come in, and instead of saying hello, he just says, I almost fucked an outlet today.
Yeah.
In the most sad, monotone voice you've ever heard in your entire life.
It's the one line that got me, and to skip ahead slightly, that's my new band name.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean his nervous energy
It's
is
so good.
it's really like he is really putting out some weird energy that
vibes.
never been seen in a movie before.
No.
And when they're like, he used to be cute, but he's like so twitchy now. And he's like like
Yeah, and then in that same scene too, or like right prior to that scene in the morning, there's a bit where he's like really taking in Mrs. Butterworth.
yes.
And Ryan is like, I don't think Mr. Butterworth would approve of what you're doing here, bud.
Yeah,
and he's just
yeah.
like slowly caressing the female form on the bottle. And then my third favorite scene, which might be someone's least favorite scene, the flower scene, hands down. Even as a timid child, when I first saw this movie, I knew that this was some bullshit. Like, I knew nothing about pleasing another human being. I knew nothing about partner relationships. I knew nothing about sex. But I was like, no, you can't come from a flower. I'm sorry.
It's all the mind. It's the
all the mind.
largest erogenous zone.
Yeah.
Not androgynous zone.
I mean, it can be. For a lot of
could
folks,
be,
it is.
yeah. I mean, maybe for all of us. Who knows?
I had to stop and think that you weren't talking about robots. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
That whole bit where it's like, we can do things other than kiss and touch. And it's like, so we're just going to stroke it. You're like, not even a feather? Like, not even something that could, like, at least, like, be tantalizingly, nothing, like, super texturous.
No, but because they went with the orchid, which is vaginal.
Exactly.
Symbolism.
To bring it back to, the Boondock Saints episode, the symbology.
Yeah, the symbology.
This is
of
the
it.
symbology, yeah. Peaches, stone fruit, right? You can put your finger in them and lick them if you're that guy's boss, who's like the worst character in the whole movie,
hands
right?
down.
Like hands down the worst character.
It's him and Ryan for me.
Yeah, Ryan is so despicable. Something about his face is both charismatic and so hateable.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what
Well,
is
it's because
going on.
Ryan is just like, he is that all-encompassing, gross early 2000s, like Barney and How I Met Your Mother
Yes.
thing, where it's like, he's kind of cool. Like, it's so cool that he's just a fucking dirtbag.
Yeah.
But he's not, like, dirtbag enough.
No.
It's not like... It's
No,
not one of the-
he seems like a real nerd.
Yeah, he's a super, like, nerd, clean-cut dude. Like, I think it's just, not that it's ever excusable, but I think it's, like, easy. It's an easier pill to swallow when we can see that character, like, oh, he's, like, bumming cigarettes off people, and he's wearing his dirty Hawaiian shirt, and he hasn't shaved in 3 days. And you're like, oh, yeah, that guy's kind of a scumbag. Like,
No, but this guy keeps it together.
he keeps it together.
Well, but I think he is probably a more accurate stereotype, which is like the young scumbag who is living in the city and is just like, I'm going to go, like, I'm relatively above average or something. And it's like, I can exploit people because I read the game.
Yeah.
You know, that guy read the game.
Oh, yeah, exactly. No, this movie is, like, in that realm of pickup artistry bullshit. And, like, ugh.
Yeah. The whole thing, for sure. And I mean, like, that's where I'm like, what is this movie saying? Because it's like, he does reject that world. He's in that world. He rejects it. And then he ends up in a monogamous relationship with the person he loves and has the best sex he's ever had. So I'm like, on some level, the movie is like condemning that lifestyle, but it doesn't do it.
No, it's like, I think it's like just a gross, like, little, like, punch in the arm, pat on the back, like, boys will be boys kind of thing.
Yeah, but until you find the right one and then fuck her brains out. Like, that sort of, yeah.
The messaging is all over the place.
Yeah.
In this, yeah.
Now that we got the best bits out, I think the rest of the episode is just this.
Well,
Sorry, Luke, sorry.
Well, my best bit, since I've never seen it, this is SF landmark porn.
Yeah.
The entire film is just, he's crawling, there's no way he's crawling out of a woman's bedroom window and the Coit Towers in the fucking background again.
Yeah.
And this goes right into the worst scene, or my worst, feeling. This is SF landmark porn.
Yeah.
It's the same shit over and over.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I've lived there. I lived there in my 20s.
Yeah.
You don't see all that shit, same fucking landmarks in the background every goddamn time.
No.
No,
I mean,
like, even the opening shot where it's like he's watching the, like,
they're by
footage.
the bridge.
Yeah, they're by the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Like, who just goes by the bridge?
That spot that is in Hitchcock movies, by the bridge.
Yeah.
Like,
who lives in the city and goes to the bridge? That's the big question.
you go once. I guess they brought the camera that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's always, when I say, like, it was good to see SF, I don't mean those landmarks, because I don't care to see oh my God, that's the Transamerica Pyramid in the background. Like, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I mean the streets,
Yeah.
where it's like the storefronts. That was like when I was like, same stuff when I was a kid, and it's like the cars,
Yeah,
the fashion.
It's all in Cal Hollow.
Yeah.
And North Beach.
all that stuff, all the low to the ground,
Yeah.
like not landmark stuff, but just the city flavor. That's good. But yeah, the landmark stuff, no.
Yeah.
Way overused.
Just, yeah. And like, I'm pretty sure you have to pay extra to put that stuff in.
Probably. But in 2002, that was the sell point.
I guess.
I don't know. That's before gorillas and Godzilla stormed the Golden Gate Bridge and all that stuff. Yeah, no.
But that's my rant. So what are you guys' what are your worst?
The worst, I mean, is the worst part when Nicole fucking rapes him.
Yeah.
There's rape,
No, that is something that I definitely glossed over as a kid. I was like, oh, it's like, yeah, she's just having sex with him while he's sleeping, that crazy lady. I was like,
Yeah. Oh, I remember she's a jerk.
Yeah.
She's like, she ruined the thing. He was supposed to do that with Shannon or Erica.
That was my exact feeling too as a kid. Now I'm like, oh no, like this is like full on, very, also just like cold, calculated, planned assault, which adds a whole nother level.
Oh, it's deeply, deeply disturbing stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you were to really like zoom out and be like, let's look at this movie realistically, which you never should. What is wrong with Nicole?
Yeah.
She's a fucking demon, dude. Like she exists as a character in this movie to be like, I want to destroy this guy who I dated for some reason. I dumped him, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
I must destroy his existence. I must taunt him that I'm getting married. I'm and then when I'm dumped, I must ruin his relationship. And when he rejects me, I get so turned on that I'm being rejected by you. Like, slam that door in my face.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And then like on the other, I mean, not even the other side of the coin, same side of the coin with that. Because it's O2 and it's just full of icky misogyny bullshit like that. Why does the rape victim have to go and ask for forgiveness from his significant other?
Yeah. No, it's so, I remember that, you know, that like when you would watch a movie as a kid and you're like, the frustration when you're like, no, it doesn't make sense, because that is the filmmaker like kind of putting things in a wrong way together. Like you would naturally sense that. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense. He was fucking asleep.
Yeah.
And he's like, I chained myself up so I wouldn't. All you got to do is say one sentence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's
All
like,
you got to do is see your partner in handcuffs.
Yeah.
And someone leaving their room. And it's like, oh, did you choose to, no?
But that's the joke maybe, that
Yeah.
like he was like, he wasn't just having normal sex with her. He was like, chain me up, baby. Let's fuck right before Shannon's supposed to show. You know, like,
Exactly.
what?
Yep.
No, and yeah, it's just fucking gross. Like, and the whole thing is played off too, where it's like, yeah, Erica's like, I'm so mad at him. Like,
Yeah.
how dare he?
We have a 2 weeks separation.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas it's like, no, you should be mad at him for not reporting her. That's the only thing you should ever be mad
Yeah,
about.
Nicole
in this
should
situation.
not be on the streets.
No, she is a predator.
That lady is evil.
Yeah.
Oh man.
She needs to be doing a minimum of 20 years. That's good
Out
behavior.
there destroying lives. I mean, the boss, we already said, like the worst, so bad. I mean, I wrote most of everyone's dialogue and attitude on the topic of sex and women, which is the topic of the movie.
Yeah, so basically the movie is the worst scene.
Yeah.
That's
on-
kind of what I wrote too. Like,
Parallel to that, I had any scene that takes place in the office because it's just shitty tech bro frat boy nonsense.
It's so gross. That is probably the worst, most toxic stuff, is like the betting pool, everything centered around that, and those dudes.
Yeah. Like, fucking, how is everyone this cool with jerking off at work?
Yeah, I don't know.
'Cause
It's
it's
like
like-
done constantly is what they make.
Yeah, the one guy says, like, wow, congratulations, Mr. Anderson. You just are about to set the work record here because he, like,
It's
has
5 or something. It's
Yeah.
like, if you jerked off 5 times at work, I don't know what's going on. Either like you're being abused at work, like and you're trying to escape it desperately, or something's wrong. Like Jesus.
We also sure love drugging people in the early 2000s. Like, it's like they crush up the Viagra and put it in the OJ for Matt, and then the boss has to drink it.
Yep. And then he has a raging hard-on for just walking around looking at like
He has
his
to crawl
young
around.
coworkers.
Yeah, crawl around on all fours like a goddamn animal and like trying to like get under the skirt of the leggy
most
blonde.
pitiful, disgusting wretch character, dude. Like, oh man. Yeah. What else? Everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else, Luke?
there's so much. I've only seen it once, and to be honest with you, I kind of tuned out.
Yeah.
Towards the
that's,
middle of
that's
it,
fair.
I was like, because it wouldn't stop.
Calling him a homo because he didn't want to have sex with that. That was I was like, oh yeah, this is 2002. That like didn't that just went by most people.
Oh yeah.
I would say the one weird thing is after they have their first like date at the laundromat and they actually talk to each other.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. I mean, I could understand it, I guess, but she also was like upset that he didn't want to sleep with her right away. I was like, that's also toxic as fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
What's wrong with meeting somebody and maybe waiting a little while?
Yeah.
Like a day. Like they met like once. They didn't talk, and then he talks, and it's like they didn't sleep together that day.
Yeah,
right?
and I think that was just written into her character. I can't imagine.
No.
I don't know. Maybe a woman being that upset that a guy wouldn't try to move on her like right away. I don't know.
And if male or female, if you're that upset, it's strange.
Yeah. It just stuck out to me as like this was written by not her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No, yeah.
so-
There's not a single woman present in the screenwriting room.
No. And if there is, she's very guilty.
Yeah.
As with everyone else.
I'm gonna go on a quick tirade. There's one scene we didn't talk about yet, and like obviously sexual assault is much worse. But, oh, God, this is almost as bad for me personally. That goddamn bus date.
Oh, the bus date. Yeah.
Like, that is the most, like, I understand we're in the era of, like, the twee, cutesy, like, awkward indie bullshit. Like, we've got, what's the Zach Braff movie? Garden State. Probably just crushed it. Like, we're probably riding the Garden State high. Zooey Deschanel's about to just have her big moment and have her whole character arc with, like, all these, like, movies she's about to put out. But who just gets on? Also, the Muni. These people have never been to San Francisco. That's what I have written down is who rides the Muni all day, especially back in 2002.
Yeah.
This is like early tech days. So this is like way before any true gentrification really got deep in there. So it's like, oh no, it's like, you're not the only person riding the bus all day. There are 9 guys who are living on the bus.
Yeah. Well, right. The most disgusting person, he's like, well, if you're just trying to smash or however he puts it, like you take them to like a nice spot, and he's like, but if you like really like someone, you take them to your special place, and for Matt, that's the bus.
Yeah, which is like, oh God. And
that's the explanation, though.
And there's another guy too who's like, oh yeah, man, I take my dates to the post office. I know exactly. Like it's like a common thing. Where it's like, if you really love someone, you make them do the most mundane shit ever.
This is my secret spot.
I don't care how hot Josh Hartnett is. If someone got me on a bus and I was like, oh cool, we're gonna go somewhere, and then we never left the bus.
Yeah, but she's a weird laundromat girl.
I know, but I mean, it's like, no. I'm like, no, this guy's a fucking sociopath. I am not dating this man.
Yeah, you want to ride the bus all day?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I only want to ride the bus all day if I'm on a Greyhound leaving a place that I desperately don't want to be.
Around you.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get out of Tucson right now. Like, yes, I will ride the bus all day.
Yeah.
Can we talk about what of a failed comedy foil that fat guy is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he just pops in with the one-liners. Nothing lands.
No.
Nothing.
No, he was...
They wanted Jack Black. They couldn't even get Dime Store Jack Black.
No, he was cast, like, I feel like that's also just, like, a horrific, like, another thing in this movie where it's like, yeah, fat guys are funny. Cast that fat guy. And then he's like, I'm just an overweight gentleman who can't really act.
I'm actually a true actor.
Yeah, maybe he's like a thespian. Maybe he's like,
I just got done doing Hamlet.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, make the jokes funny, man. Yeah. I mean, we do have Big Pete in there. It's nice to see him.
Yeah.
It's nice to see him. I mean, his character's disgusting, but like, it's Big Brother Pete.
Yeah. I was going to say, I have that later on. Yeah.
I looked him up on his IMDb, and this is probably okay for now, but he has more behind the camera credits as like best boy.
Oh, wow.
Like if you go to his IMDb, his first thing that shows up is all his best boy credits.
Wow.
Not his acting credits.
Crazy. And that guy was in Home Alone.
Yes, he's in a bunch of movies. He's about as much acting films as he is.
How many people have jobs like, because it's like that can't be that many people who are like working both ends like that.
Yeah, and he's just ahead of grip on like every other film.
Wow.
So
weird.
He just loves working.
I mean, he grew up on sets.
I believe so.
He grew up on sets. He was a small kid, right? Or at least a young teen in Home Alone and Pete and Pete.
So he does G&E, and like that's
wow.
That's kind of like he does that as much as he acts.
Wow.
I think we can get him in one of our movies.
That's pretty cool.
Or maybe we can't. Maybe we can get him to light one of our movies.
I think he might actually work. He'll work. He'll do Grip as well.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's like, no, but I know where this is going.
I'm not lighting my scenes.
Exactly.
Not again, you son of a bitch. They've tried to pull that one before. Double up.
Right.
Yeah, he lit all the Office scenes. That's why they're like that green. I'm just kidding. I'm sure he's a great Grip. It was interesting. Like the Office is like extremely cold. Like
weird
blue, and then everything else is so warm. The whole movie's like warm and sunshiny. I don't know.
Yeah, Michael C. Morona, if you're listening, hit us up, man.
What up, dude?
Yeah.
I love Big Pete.
We have
great role.
Yeah, I grew up with Pete and Pete.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Also, if you guys want to do another problematic movie, I think it's called Cheaters.
Slackers.
It is Slackers.
Yeah, we were talking about it before that too.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, that one.
Is he in it too?
Yeah, he actually is. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time, so it probably doesn't hold up. But
while you're having a conversation with us, another one of us is rifling through your shit.
Exactly. He's definitely like the wacky sidekick character.
I want to watch it again.
I do too. That's good. I mean, yeah, that might not hold up, but it's good cast.
It's another bad rom-com college movie. But
yeah, it's Jason Segel though. It's Devon Sawa.
Jason Segel. Yeah.
Or that would be the good challenge is can we find one of these early 2000s college rom-coms that isn't horrible? Is that even possible?
I have that as part of my hot take later, but
Okay.
we'll get to that.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, can we talk about the black hole in the ceiling? Because it is a somewhat interesting sort of like, if it's kind of like his inciting incident, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a very weird sort of strange choice for all that. Like to, and it's like they are definitely trying to make it seem like it's saying way more than it actually is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like I thought it was deep when I was 13.
Exactly.
You know
the
what I
metaphor
mean?
It's literally like, oh, it's a black hole there, and it's like he can't fill his void with casual sex.
Yeah. But I thought I was like, it's complex.
It's also such a weird thing because it's like kind of starts to add that like magical realism element to the movie where you're like, oh, maybe we're gonna go in that direction. There's also a bit when he first decides to do Lent.
Yeah.
Everything gets insanely saturated.
It's hyper technical, and he sees Jesus playing the guitar.
There's a lot of subjective filmmaking in this, which I liked. I mean, they were able to be creative in it, which is
I wish there had
more than I
been
could say.
more of that sort of stuff, and not the final scene. But
Yeah.
because it did pay off, I guess, in that.
Yeah, more Scrubs moments would have been
Exactly.
great. Yeah.
More Scrubs, less How I Met Your Mother. Just because I mean, this is what they're riffing on. These things were big at the time.
Yeah. Cocktail.
Yeah. Music. This movie's Cocktail is a in honor of Shannon. This is a flowerita. So we're not exactly dragging it across every surface of our bodies, but just our lips.
Oh yeah.
We have 1.5 ounces of tequila blanco, 1 ounce of lime, 0.75 ounces of creme de violette, 0.75 ounces of hibiscus and rose simple syrup. Shake and strain over ice.
Stop looking at me. Let me say all that.
Preferably a salted rim, Robert.
Oh boy.
Oh,
I'm getting flustered.
I was going to say, I think we need a cool down, huh?
Yeah.
I think it's about time for a little break, huh?
Even those weird sex lips. Let's take it that break.
We're sorry, Shannon. So sorry.
And we're back with Act 2, The Evidence Board. These are the facts. Almost nothing but the facts and some trivia.
Not a whole lot of either, personally, unless you guys got stuff to go in on.
I didn't put in much effort.
Okay,
I'll be
perfect.
up front with you.
Came out in 2002. It cost $17 million. I don't know how there's not a sequel because this movie fucking killed. It made $95 million.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
How do you not have instantly 80 days and 80 nights? Or
He didn't
20
wanna
days
do
and
it.
20 nights? Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
or even-
Hartnett's not a sequel guy.
Even a gender swap like film.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you not sell this off as like now it's Shannon Sossaman and she like just got dumped by Matt, so she's gonna try it too.
The perfect move would have been Maggie Gyllenhaal's movie.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we can't get the leads, but Maggie Gyllenhaal, okay.
I think we got Secretary out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, would have been Josh Hartnett, Maggie Gyllenhaal in the Dark Knight movie. What a world.
there you
What
go.
a,
Oh
what
my
a
God.
world.
There you go.
Could have had a fun little cheeky reference to
I
it.
know. yeah, Christopher Nolan.
That's what Nolan. That's what
out
Nolan's
there
known
making.
for.
He's like, okay, Josh, in this scene, this is classic. I cast you because of 40 Days and 40 Nights. I know you know this, but this is an homage. We're gonna have the Joker and you with a flower with an orchid. It'll be great. People will get the right people will get it.
Yeah.
Give him a bat boner.
What are you doing, Joker? Oh, no! Get that orchid away from me! You madman!
That's the wrong kind of flowers.
Written by Rob Perez, which some of my trivia, like looking up stuff here. Rob Perez, don't know what he did after this, but he likes to brag that he's like, oh yeah, I don't know why people always talk about it's hard to sell a movie in Hollywood. He had like the most easy pitch on this. He literally like wrote a script, like talked to the right people, and they were just like, oh yeah, like
Right place, right time.
Yeah.
He did. No, I did read that, and he did say like, was that something else?
It's like all the stars aligned.
Yeah.
basically. Like,
That's
literally.
what he... Yeah.
Sounds like how Boondock got made.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was literally like he went to the right studio. They were like, oh, we're looking for like a raunchy comedy. Those are hit right now. And then it's like, who are you thinking? It's like, oh, maybe like, I don't know, Ashton Kutcher or Josh Hartnett. It's like, call them both. Josh said yes. All right, you got a green light, bud.
Yeah. It was just, stars aligning to make this weird movie. I mean, it was that era for that, so they were probably pushing some of them, or a lot of them, out the door.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, maybe there's a reason why this movie sucked, because it's directed by Michael, wait for the shitty joke, Lemon.
Yeah. Well,
Got a lemon on her hands. As far as like, trivia, fun fact stuff, Josh Hartnett tried to go method on this movie.
yeah.
And be completely celibate during production. He only made it 2 weeks.
Yep. Good for him. But that nervous energy, I bet he got something out of that.
Oh,
I bet he
yeah.
was like, this way I feel, okay, I can channel that. Yeah. But Michael Lehman, he did Airheads.
Oh, he did?
Airheads is good.
Oh my god.
All right.
All right, sorry, Michael. I was just going in for like
I thought
a really
Heathers.
bad joke.
I thought Heathers was good, but we'd have to reevaluate that one.
We
I
need to
guess.
do Heathers.
Yeah.
I didn't know you did Heathers. Yeah, I did no research on this one. I'm being completely frank.
That's all that I recognized at all. Heathers and Airheads.
Both good movies until we revisit them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Airheads definitely
I think Airheads
still
holds up, yeah.
I watch Airheads every now and again. I tried to rewatch Heathers, and I just couldn't finish it.
I watched it not that long ago. Watched a couple years ago, and it was like I remember still liking it, but I was like, "Holy shit, this is edgy! This is the edgiest like thing ever! Like this dude needs to just like take it down one fucking notch."
It was like a response to like the Breakfast Club and stuff, right?
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
Supposed to be like the anti-Breakfast Club, but it was also still the 80s.
Yeah, no, that's about it. Ashton Kutcher was originally cast, and he was super into it, but he had to drop out, did scheduling conflicts. I'm assuming like 70s Show or something like that.
What a
or
shame.
hopefully
He was-
Butterfly Effect.
He was punking people.
Yeah, exactly.
What a shame. I mean, this could have been his movie, and then Josh could have been doing something else.
Yeah.
Because that guy's a real talent. I mean, Kutcher's fine. He's fine.
I didn't have any usual suspects, did you?
I didn't find it either. I also didn't look that hard, but there actually aren't that many people in this film.
No.
They only ever did these raunchy comedies, so.
Yeah, we haven't done it yet, but I know like the guy who I want to punch in the face the whole movie, the roommate, he just gets typecast. He's the
I
like,
think that's just his range.
that's probably his range, yeah, actually. But he's like the sexually like overachiever, like hyper nerd guy in Road Trip.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I know him
Completely
from.
makes sense. He just has this face. There's something about what he's doing with his face. It's somewhat interesting. I don't know. He has a good line. I don't know why it stuck out to me. He's just like, you are action-packed with issues.
Yeah.
I liked
No,
that
his
one.
delivery is good. I don't think he's ever given like decent material.
Yeah. I'm not throwing any shade on this actor. Like, this movie is not his fault. I mean, he needed a paycheck, and he maybe even was going against his own morals to be in this movie. I don't know.
Paul Costanzo. That's his name.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, Paul, like, yeah, we forgive you, bud.
You can also be on the podcast.
You can also be on the
please.
podcast, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Get you and Big Pete together.
Yeah, that would be great. We'll rewatch this movie if you get both of you. Or something else.
Why would you want to torture
We can watch
them?
The Godfather, guys. Like, let's just talk about that with Big Pete.
Nitpicks.
We do
other than-
that?
other
Yeah.
than- yeah.
The whole movie?
I wrote down this movie.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I wrote. Like,
Yeah, just like the heavy hitters, just to recap the rape scene.
Yeah.
yeah, there's that. Yeah.
Paul Costanzo's entire roommate character is just, he's so utterly unlikable for the go-to sidekick character that usually there's like, and I understand the problem is there's not strong contrast in this movie.
Yeah.
So like if he was this like hyper misogynist horn dog guy, then it's like, then tone Hartnett down a bit in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also make everybody else like, oh yeah, you're kind of going a little far, roommate guy. It's no, everyone's on his level and Hartnett's the weirdo.
Yeah, they're at the end of the movie, they're all like there listening to them fuck for 36 hours, and they're like making bets and what?
And popcorn. And it was just.
I thought that's how things worked
Yeah.
on some level. And
That-
I was
that's
like,
what I'm afraid of.
weird. Being an adult will be weird.
You just hang out, you fire up the Dreamcast and play Bassmaster 2.
Yeah. While your friends fuck in the other room and you
Yeah.
listen and place bets.
That crossed my mind while I was watching this. It was like, this was instructional for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this movie is...
It kind of explains a lot of my interactions, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's
People-
like we said, the game, you know, it's that stuff. And a lot of people didn't read that, you know, and it was like, in a way, all of those raunchy 2000 sex comedies were instructional because this movie was directly laser pointed at my brain. Everyone in the movie is 11. Or 12. Like they are 12. Every person speaks as if they're a 12-year-old hiding inside of the body of whoever it is.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter if it's a boss, the women, doesn't matter.
Yep.
Everybody is 12. It's for that person. And I hate that.
Oh my God.
That it got me.
I'm going to save it, but I just got, I'm going to put a pin in it. But when we get to the, do we need a remake? I've got a hell of a pitch for you now because you just put something in my brain.
Okay. A remake of this movie.
All right, so we're going to do the other ad break?
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back. And we're back.
Whoa.
With Act 3, the award categories. So who won the movie?
Shannon
or Josh. I mean, they're both the chemistry is there and they're both like incredible actors. They're both like powerhouses, but it's just the material isn't there is the problem.
Yeah.
I put the San Francisco Landmarks Association.
There you go. Yeah. Actually, I was going to say the Coit Tower won this movie, Luke.
Yeah. Though the bubble did burst after this movie. So, right. The .com bubble.
I thought it burst before.
Yeah, maybe it did.
I thought it was like 99, 98.
Then that makes no sense. What is the movie doing then?
The internet didn't stop growing, but like the bubble burst, but people still had tech jobs, especially in the city.
Maybe they're trying to bring it back or something.
Yeah, I'm washy on the history. I don't remember much. Or my new band name. A quote from the movie as a new edgy band name.
And what genre would they be? I've got a lot. So
I mean, I gotta go with action packed with issues.
There you go.
Yeah,
I guess, like that's pretty solid for a band name, and it's like because it's this time period, it's gonna be like ska Offspring style music.
And I think mine is I wrote down I Almost Fucked an Outlet, but I think that's more of a song. So that may be a song by your band.
Yeah, definitely. And hand me a Magnum for my Magnum, big boy.
There you go.
Ooh, that's a good one.
All right.
All right.
Which I don't like that line, but I remembered it.
All right, I've got a few, so I'll just try and run through them. Personal favorite is Your Mother's Machine Still Runs. They're a spoken word post-punk band. Like kind of like Slint, I think is what they're called. They're like fucking Black Country New Road, something like that. And it's, all that comes from a quote that the dad says at dinner.
Oh, yeah. Is that scene like, is that a positive for showing like middle-aged married people, they fuck?
I think,
is that a good thing?
I think it failed on that front and as a funny scene.
Yeah. I mean, it's not funny.
They failed to land the gag. They failed to make it progressive or positive.
Yeah.
It just does not work in any way.
It's like, but on some level, the intent was there, but just didn't do it. I think.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or was it just for the joke? That's where I was like, I was thinking about that scene. Because I'm like,
I don't think this movie tried to be progressive or positive in any way.
No, and they like missed a mark with that scene where they could have had a bit where like, oh, Hartnett gets like, oh, it's awkward because they're talking about sex and stuff, but then he gets like things reinforced. Like, oh, what he's doing is good, or like trying to be monogamous and stick with Shannon is like the thing he should be pursuing. But no, they just are like, your parents fuck.
Yeah. And they're like silent. Like Josh and his brother, like they aren't really even engaged in any of that. Yeah. It's almost like they're not there.
Yeah, it didn't help anybody. It didn't help anybody in the movie. It didn't help the audience.
Yeah. It's weird and flat. You can see how that's just like needs rewriting, where you're like, yeah, your main character doesn't do anything in this scene.
Or editing.
He just listens.
Just cut it out. I could have dealt with it just being gone.
Sure. But you could have turned it into something, right? You could have turned this whole movie into something, because the idea of the movie isn't what is like problematic.
Yeah, the failure isn't the movie's
it's not
idea.
The gimmick.
Yeah, no, it is a good gimmick, but if it was executed and written better,
it could work.
Could have been something good.
Yeah, it could be an indictment of that, if that's the statement they want to make.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not.
No, it's watered down trash.
Yeah.
We've also got Sticker Talk. They would be an EDM or like a hyperpop group.
Who says sticker talk?
So there's a bit where Matt's like getting super horned up, as he is the entire movie, and Erica's like kind of like seeing the walls come down a little bit. Like she's seeing the like, oh, if I really push at this issue, he might fuck me. So she's like getting hypersexual with him, and he's like, no. We could just talk. What if we talked? We could talk about anything. Stickers. We could talk about stickers. That's like his like final like trying to stop her move.
Should have been Pogs.
Yeah,
Exactly.
what a strange sentence. We could talk about stickers. Like, yeah.
But I mean, think about that as like a opening to like just a trashy EDM song. Like, stickers. We could talk about stickers, and then she's like, you know. Yeah, exactly. Another one would be going back to the Mr. Butterworth would not approve. The exact quote is, "I don't think Mr. Butterworth would approve." Is Butterlust? They'd be a garage like surf rock band.
See, even the joke is misogynistic because it's like,
Yeah.
what
yeah.
if Mrs. Butterworth
what does she
doesn't
say?
fucking approve?
Exactly. Why
Like,
do we have to? Why does
did
the
you
syrup,
ask?
Why does the syrup lady, who is already an object, have to ask another object if she can be objectified?
Who might be a real man?
Yeah.
He might be actually be a person.
Oh, what if it's like a Pinocchio scenario? What if Mr. Butterworth is like the Geppetto?
I don't like it.
I don't either. And then my final band name is it's just it's a simple one. It's Carnation of Fornication.
Yeah,
And they're a psych rock group, and we all know why they're called that.
of course.
Yeah.
Right on. Updated movie title.
My alt titles, I've got the one I liked is Edge Your Bets.
Yeah, I guess that works.
Like hedge your bets. And then the other one was just simple because it's like I feel like this is just something you put on a poster and people would go, "No Nut November." You just have it take place during November. You change the season.
Oh yeah.
Your Thanksgiving movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the turkey is the only thing getting stuffed kind of thing.
Stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, then the family scene would really have to actually be important.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah, and then it would go into December.
Mm-hmm. And then he gets laid for Christmas. That's the whole thing.
Whoa, because
That's
it's been a
the
couple
gift.
weeks.
Yeah.
Wow, it all lines up.
Let's do it.
Time for a rewrite.
Well,
Do we have someone who can work grip and act? He could still play Bagel Guy. I don't give a fuck how old he is.
Yeah.
Bagel Guy would be way funnier if he was like 50.
Oh, yeah. Like, because then that could also be a character thing of like, see, Matt, you don't want to end up like fucking Bagel Guy.
See that hot chick who got engaged? What a shame. You're like, oh, bro.
God, yeah.
Jesus Christ. She could be your daughter, man.
Yeah. He's like picking the poppy seeds off the bagels and putting them in a little bag for himself later. Just like, he's just
Grinding it
up. For a movie title, I put down How Much Longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was really thinking about how much longer is this movie?
Is this movie? Yeah. Oh, this one was rough. I paused this movie a couple times. Like, not
It's
to,
only
like,
an hour and a half.
I know. But I mean, like, not to like use the bathroom. Like, I definitely got up and like peed while it was still playing. But it was just a lot of like, oh, fuck, 40 minutes. Oh, fuck.
Oh, I kept checking.
Hour
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, the time dragged on.
I guess just coming up with an alternate title off the top of my head, like, I want to fuck, but I can't. I don't know.
That's a good Idiocracy version.
That's
of
what I
it.
was trying to think of. Like
What Fuddbuckers.
What actually like matches the actual
Yeah.
movie? Because 40 Days and 40 Nights, it makes it sound like it's a little classier.
Yeah, and he's like not. That's also a weird like thing to tie in the whole Lent thing because like I get that they make his brother a priest, but he's not religious, so there's no reason to give it up.
Yeah.
I grew up in the same house as you, asshole. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
he's like, I heard the same shit. I don't care. Like he says, I don't
Yeah,
care.
I'm a devout atheist, essentially, is what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and even his brother, I don't think has any faith.
No.
It never seemed like he did, even before I was hallucinating. I saw you making out with a nun when I first got in here. Like that part was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But it's following all the insane, just
Yeah.
like naked women that are everywhere, which I loved when I first saw this.
Oh yeah. No, I mean that was a selling point. On that scene, there's a scene that Comedy Central just milked, and I hope this woman
Wow.
got some money.
Milked?
I know.
Really?
I'll put it in there. Well, I mean, hey, no one. There's not much milking in this movie, you know. Movie's about not getting milked, but there is a fucking like clip. It's like I didn't realize how short of a clip it is because it's burned in my brain from all the like Comedy Central replays. And
They played it
commercials.
so much.
Yeah, but there's a bit when he's going nuts and he's in the coffee shop and like all the ladies like are in brasiers and underpants and stuff like that, and then he goes outside and they're all naked and stuff. When he's in the coffee shop, there's one woman who peels a banana and seductively takes a bite.
Yeah.
Comedy Central, just that was it. It was like, stay tuned for 40 days and 40 nights. And you wouldn't see a lick of Josh Hartnett or any comedy. It would just be that woman and her banana.
Biting a banana. Yeah, I do remember that. You're right. Comedy Central, God damn you.
Sex sells, Gwen. Sex sells.
This is the era of Spike TV.
Exactly.
I bet Spike TV loved this movie too if Comedy Central hadn't bought up the movie package rights. They had that shit on lock for years.
No, I remember. Like, that was one of those, like, I think this is on that list of movies that I have seen more than I am proud to admit.
Yeah, that one movie where all those guys go to get the weed tree. That, like, Rolling Kansas.
Oh, yeah.
That was on a million times.
Yeah.
I hate that movie. I hated it then, but I watched it.
Yeah. Just didn't have options.
Yeah, we didn't have options.
No
You
options.
goddamn kids with your internet and your podcasts.
All right, on to the Roger Deakins Would Be Proud Award for cinematography. Favorite shot from the film?
I personally wrote my favorite shot. There's actually decent camera work in the whole movie.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
And it's like, I mean, they had a best boy in the cast, so it's pretty,
Giving pointers.
Exactly. He's like, no. You're gonna shoot from the left? No. What are you doing? I gotta tell my guys to rip this whole rig down. But no, mine was there's a double dolly shot, which I fucking love double dollies. It's super quick. There's a double dolly shot when Matt first sees Nicole post breakup, like he's like spying on her through the like Chinese restaurant window.
Oh yeah.
Like he sees her, she doesn't see him, and then he kind of has like, I think the fiance walks into frame, and then it's like a beautiful like. I would call it a double dolly. It's almost like a reverse vertigo.
Like the
he floats.
Oh yeah.
And he's just like there she is, and like it's almost like she's floating away from him because it's real.
Yeah,
she has a partner.
That's what I have down too.
Yeah, that is kind of the best part when he starts walking and then turns and then he's just floating, and it really does kind of capture that like. We know, maybe not for that reason, but we know that feeling where just like you're stunned with something and it's just like you're just keep moving.
It's used in a couple other films.
Yeah.
There's also
Don't.
there's also you ever listen to The Streets? You guys remember that?
Oh yeah.
Don't Mug Yourself. That music video, they use that technique as well. I think
they use it in the music video?
I think they aped it from this. Yeah.
Dude, I gotta go back and watch that. Yeah,
I watch that video all the time.
I mean, Gus Van Sant uses this shot all the time.
Yeah.
Spike Lee fucking loves this shot. When I was trying to figure out what it was actually called, like everything's like, oh, the Spike Lee shot. It's the Spike Lee shot.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh.
Yeah, and people used to call it the Jaws shot and like from Vertigo and all that.
Oh, like the Scorsese thing with the so you're dollying back and then zooming in, or the other way.
That's the Jaws thing. He's talking about. Like
I'm talking about like
a floating character.
Yeah,
Oh,
your
okay.
character and your camera are both on the dolly.
Yeah,
and they're both moving together, but so the background is just like very ethereal and moving.
Yeah. Okay, it's like how you shoot an elf in a Lord of the Rings movie. Or
Exactly.
Something. Yeah.
I put in because we don't have any deaths, so we, Lord giveth, Lord take away. Took out the Hans Gruber Award, but I threw in the. Is that Channing Tatum in a dog collar award? Which is an award for an actor with an unexpected cameo or bit part. I had to give it to Mike Morona because I had no idea he was in this, and I was like, "Oh my god, Big Pete is the fucking bagel guy!" I like lost it. It took me out of the movie because I was like, "Oh my god, I got to go back and watch Adventures of Pete and Pete."
Yeah,
which I know that holds up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
And then my other for that, and sorry if I'm talking over anyone, but Maggie Gyllenhaal as Erica's roommate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for
She's
sure.
just like
she's barely there,
and so underutilized because she's like such a grounded character too. Like she's one of the few people in this movie who doesn't have like a 2002 sensibility. She's like, oh no, that guy's a weirdo. You should not fucking take part in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's going to use you as a pawn for his weird fucking Lent celibacy game. No, just leave him.
Yeah.
You're an attractive woman in San Francisco. Just figure it out.
Yeah. She never even speaks to like Josh, right?
No.
Like she like stops him for a second. That's the only time they ever like. And she just lets him go.
Did this launch her?
No, I looked her up. Secretary came out. I think this is just before Secretary. Like they're both 02.
Okay.
So I think this is summer and Secretary's fall kind of thing, because Secretary was huge and she blew up from that.
When was Donnie Darko?
Donnie Darko is before, but she's so overshadowed
Yes.
by Jake that it's like, I don't know. I guess his sister's in this too, as a kind of thing.
Right.
Like,
They have a great scene together when they're screaming at each other
Yeah.
at the dinner table.
dinner
I
table.
remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
she
man.
calls him something like crazy, and I don't
Can
I
we-
can't wait to do Donnie
Can we watch
Darko.
that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm in.
I'm ready to I'm ready to tear that one apart. I feel like that one's not. I feel like I'm gonna be like, oh, fuck off with your cellar door. But hey, I'm coming in with
Well,
open
sure,
eyes.
that stuff. I mean, there's some racism in there. The
Yeah.
Smurf stuff's got to be good though. Still,
Oh yeah,
I
no,
love
there's
the
gotta
Smurf
be
shit.
little nuggets in there.
That Smurf stuff is great. Smurfs don't fuck or whatever.
Did you ever see Southland Tales?
No.
Okay, don't. That was one of those where it's like, because Donnie Darko is in that like Christopher Nolan era of just it's so heady and like
It is like Memento. Yeah.
memento-y, and you're like, oh, maybe it's me. Maybe I just didn't get it. Oh God,
Yeah.
like it's so steeped in metaphor and all this, and then you see Southland Tales, and you're like, oh, maybe this guy's just a fucking asshole, because like Southland Tales is Donnie Darko.
Oh, it's the same director.
Same director.
Oh, okay.
It's Donnie Darko again with like a huge cast, and just he got carte blanche, and it was just like, oh, like it's an amazing movie actually. I kind of want to do it for
So
the podcast.
he got Ari Aster power.
He got Ari Aster power, but he got to do a movie with Sean William Scott, The Rock, Sherry O'Terry, what's his name?
Is this the rundown?
No, basically, right? No, it's like it's pre-rundown. So like, I'm surprised someone saw this and was like, "No, we'll get The Rock and Sean William Scott together. We'll give him another
They're a
chance."
good combo.
And it might. JT is in it. Justin Timberlake.
Wow.
Right.
And there's a scene where it's just a music video where he sings a Killers song. And it's like, I don't even know if it's supposed to be a dream sequence or not. It's very convoluted.
It's just we have Justin Timberlake
Yeah.
putting a music sequence.
And I promise we'll get back to this
What are we
movie.
talking about?
Exactly. But one of the most important lines in Southland Tales that they say it, and they say it again. And when they finally say it, it's supposed to have such weight, is, I forget the main character's name, but let's just say Sean, because Sean William Scott. Sean is a pimp. And pimps don't commit suicide. This is said with gravitas. This is said by adult men and women who got paid to be on set, stand under some beautiful best boy work, and just like deliver. And fuck, yeah.
I don't want to watch the movie anyway.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just saying.
But
like,
we
yeah.
will do Donnie Darko. I'm
yeah.
in.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, back to the podcast.
Controversial hot take. I just want to go out and say like every rom-com is problematic.
Yeah.
That's the basic
Yeah.
nature of them. Even if they're as squishy and soft as can be, there's something problematic has to be in it. Otherwise, it's not any fun watching.
Yeah, even if there's nothing specific. It's the overarching theme or whatever what are you implying by this? That the only way that this person can be happy is, it's always something like that. Yeah.
I think problematic storytelling is inherent in rom-com
Oh, yeah.
as
Because
a genre. So
it's got to be situational. It's got to be like, yeah, there's got to be some sharp edges. Otherwise, it's, these people love each other and they're getting together. That's it. End of story. Put a bow on it.
Yeah. Especially one focused on sex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be more charged.
hot takes.
Yes, I have two. I don't even think they're hot takes. I think they're just logic takes.
Okay.
The most important, this is my biggest one, is why the fuck didn't Matt take that dive? So there's a scene where he's in the office and one of his coworkers corners him, hands him a porno mag, and says, "Bro, I've got 18 grand bet on today."
Yeah, I know. Principle.
Exactly. Like, here's a magazine. I'm going to give you $9,000 if you just go jack off at work. Yeah. Everybody does this already. No one's going to think you're a creep. Are you trying to make $9 grand for like masturbating alone? Yeah. It's like, yeah. And then also, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like, A, take the money, but B, he's already proven to himself that he's capable of building a relationship. Like, he's already hanging out with Erica. They're already doing amazing, like, I mean, not amazing. They're going on fucking bus dates, so the thing is doomed to begin with. But they're already, like, building blocks. They're already having the feelings. They're already, like, doing what they consider amazing things, like hanging out, doing laundry and stuff like that. And then, on top of that, chronologically, I think it's a little off, but
It makes no sense chronologically.
He's already proven that he's over Nicole.
Sure.
Like, I think that the Nicole rejection scene happens maybe like the next day or something.
Yeah.
But if his character's already there, then it's like he doesn't necessarily need to be confronted with her face to face. It's like, oh no, I'm over her. I am finally healed from this breakup. Give me $9,000. Give me that hustler. Let's just get it over with.
See, I guess the money is the point, because I was like, structurally as a script, that makes little sense that it exists after the like all the women are in person trying to break him. Because then it's like a magazine, but it's the money thing. That's the sell point. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, okay. That makes a little more sense.
I mean, yeah, either way. It's
obviously it's stupid.
Yeah.
But
I would have held that. I would have gone like 80-20 on that too. I wouldn't.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'd be like, no, dude, it's me like doing this. Like,
yeah, I'd be like, you get no. And then you know what he does? Doesn't do it.
Yeah, or it's tomorrow.
Tells them he did. Their betting pool's done. Exploded. And he's like, haha, fuck you.
Yeah.
I go to the bank. Fuck you. Stay out of my life, you fucking creeps.
Exactly.
Like, you know? I took the money already. Fuck you both. I didn't jerk off at all.
And then also, I understand it's a rom-com, but yeah, my other like logic take is Matt and Erica should not fucking end up together. Their entire like relationship is started and built on so many lies and trust issues just right out the gate.
That's every rom-com though.
I know that's every rom-com.
There's always some big misunderstanding.
But also, like, you shouldn't, it's one of those things, like, also, they shouldn't be together because, like, what if something bad happens to Erica? What if another terrible thing happens to Matt? And they're not going to believe each other because it's like they already have this relationship built on, like, you need to apologize to me for getting sexually assaulted, sir.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, I'm sorry I got raped. It's like,
I'm sorry, I was asleep.
Yeah, like, no. Like,
not an excuse, sir.
If you get anything but sympathy... Then,
I was thinking of you.
Exactly. Oh.
I was dreaming of you.
Like, that makes it worse. I was like, I was blocking out my assault by thinking of you. Like, no.
Time for another Spider-Man award? Is it time for a remake, reboot? As the boat sailed?
Well, I don't think they should, just to let this die in whatever obscurity it can with time, the passage of time. But I do think that the idea could make a good movie.
I agree. It could still be reworked.
I really think that like it could be approached and in today's world with, you know,
and maybe
Tinder culture and all that stuff.
And maybe they stop at day 22 because they realize they've already won.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be the best part because they're like, what am I fucking worshiping Jesus over here? Like, I'm not going to do that.
This movie is not a terrible premise on paper. It's literally just the contest episode of Seinfeld, but with one guy taking part in it.
Oh, yeah. He definitely watched that and then was like, I'm going to go pitch the movie studios for 10 years.
But what I was going to say earlier was like, I'm going to put a pin in that one. You mentioned that these are just 11-year-olds in the bodies of adults.
Yeah.
Hear me out. 40 Days and 40 Nights, the anime, you have super horned up 11-year-olds who have to interact with each other in adult mechs. So that way everything that they're saying makes sense because you're like, oh, why would like a 28-year-old man say that to another 28-year-old man?
They're such child soldiers.
Exactly.
Who are never there. It's like, the abstinence and you not masturbating is the mechs won't work.
Yeah, that's what powers it.
And then the world will die. Yeah. You have to fight. So we need you to just not. It's like, but we also chose pretty girls and pretty boys. Figure it out. Yeah,
Shinji, get back in the robot and fuck her.
This could work.
This could work.
Hand me a magnum for my magnum, big boy.
Yeah.
Very different tone.
And then sex is just, the mechs joining Voltron / Power Rangers style. Yeah.
Maybe work on that one.
It's gone too far.
All right. Yeah, moving on. We already touched on it, but yeah, I added another award. Oh, it's a sailboat award for what are the themes or bigger messages that the director is trying to convey. Yeah, I mean, this one's pretty on the fucking nose. It's just sex is meaningless without connection. You can't fill a void in your life with casual sex.
Yeah.
I thought it was sex is everything.
That too.
It's
that's the thing is like this movie's very conflicted.
But sex with someone you have connection with, and then nothing else matters.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Makes more sense.
Yeah.
The Be Kind, Please Rewind award. Good or bad, would you recommend this movie or would you watch it again?
No. And
okay.
no.
Okay, good.
No,
and I wouldn't rewind it.
I wrote down no, 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 and no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
No, I like can't recommend this to anyone, especially like your first viewing. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, Luke. I thought you saw this. I feel bad.
This was traumatizing.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The only thing that I would recommend is YouTubing the flower scene just to see how how we took ourselves so seriously in the early 2000s, where we're like, oh, this is gonna be a great scene. Mm-hmm. Check it out. We're gonna gonna beat this dead horse. We're gonna light it beautifully. We're gonna,
It's a scene that worked in Secretary.
Exactly.
But yeah, not this. I mean,
It's very
it was the only thing in this redeemable.
Yeah.
But the Neil Breen Struggle for Relevance Award. Are this movie and its themes still relevant today?
Yes and no. So the movie is not.
Yeah, not at all.
The
movie is entirely irrelevant.
There's a far bygone view of sex and relationships, I think.
I hope. Jeez.
But the themes
But
are eternal.
I could just
Yeah.
be old. Like,
Well, no, and the themes,
It's eternal.
It's eternal. Like, we'll always be horny and confused about relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
all right, fair. Rainy Day Pairing. The best double feature for this movie.
Nothing. I don't know. I mean, what?
Turning it off and silence.
I wrote down Tears of the Kingdom.
Watching
There you go,
two other movies that are good.
Exactly.
And not this one. That's a good double feature. And being like, should we watch 40 Days and 40 Nights? Why do you have that?
Exactly.
Is that on Laserdisc? What's wrong with you?
So, if you are a masochist, I wrote Good Luck Chuck. That is also an awful movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of a similar-ish premise. It's like
let's bring back
Mr.
Dane
Superfinger.
Cook.
Yeah, Dane Cook.
Oh my God.
I
Yeah.
did see that.
Jessica Alba.
And it's like it's a very similar sort of thing of like, no, like I think it's like it's not that he can't get laid, because I know there's way too much Dane Cook sex in the movie, but it's something like he'll never find love because he gets cursed, and then he has to meet the right girl who breaks the curse or something.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's just
I forgot
as
about
bad.
that one.
Yeah.
Might be worse actually.
That was a bad one.
Dane.
And
All
then
his movies.
not a pairing, but like a replacement. If you're looking for like some cutesy bullshit, all Shannon Sossaman, Josh Hartnett, and all that, just watch 500 Days of Summer. It's like in the same vein, like it came out in the same era. It's probably, I haven't seen it in a long time, it's probably just as problematic and fucked up. It's just more digestible, I would argue.
Probably a better put together movie.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, definitely a better put together movie at the very least.
If you want to watch a Shannon Sossman redemption, Wrist Cutters,
Yeah.
that would be if you had to watch these back to back to like save your soul.
And
Exactly.
like young Josh Hartnett, The Faculty. That's
Faculty
just
is
fucking great movie.
awesome.
Yeah.
I recently watched that. That's where I was like, oh, this guy's a fucking incredible actor. His body language in that movie is fucking stellar. It's like he exudes apathy. He exudes 90s apathy. Like in a way that it's like his stance, everything. And then it's like in the same way that he's just exuding nervous energy in this movie. It's like this guy can really channel a lot of stuff.
He's back too now, isn't he?
He's going to be an Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also the Virgin Suicides. Do you remember that one?
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe we can get Sophia and on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We know you're listening.
She's local.
She's localish.
There's no more video stores for her to harass.
Yeah.
The Sonic Death Monkey Top 5. A made-up list with deep emotional, esoteric relevance to the subject of this film. Because it's what we're dealing with. We've already listed quite a few of these movies, but I wrote, what are your top 5 most problematic rom-coms?
Whoa. Somebody else go.
I had to. Rom-com's not my genre.
Yeah.
I had to dig deep and look through my library and look for films that might even qualify. But I'll go. I got at 5. I got Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4, Beautiful Girls.
Not familiar.
Oh, we should watch that one. That's I forget the guy's name, but it's a bunch of older men and a very young Natalie Portman.
Ugh.
It's not. It is bad, but it's like not as bad as you're thinking.
Okay, it's like I just like the pitch there, like just some guy, like some fucking asshole in a like executive office, just like So Lolita made a bunch of money. What if we did like Lolita with like 4 dudes?
It's actually brought up in the movie. You're talking.
okay.
You're saying lines from the movie. Now.
Oh, perfect.
Number 3, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Number 2, Chasing Amy.
Oh yeah, that was fucking rough.
Number 1, I didn't know if this was like an order of my favorite or I guess it was my top 5, but Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's not for the main characters being problematic. It's the Patrick, trying to trick Clementine by using her old memories.
Sure.
Other people being problematic. And then I got a few runners up. Me, Myself, and Irene.
Oh yeah.
That was great when I remember it.
I think it's still funny because it's self-aware.
Yeah.
I think it's still okay, but it is problematic.
Yeah.
And then
Vagiclean.
And then yeah, to be the guy who wears the shirt at the concert, High Fidelity, on the list as well. So
Yeah. That's good. I didn't make a list. It's not my genre. I did not grow up. I actively avoided most of them, except for like the ones that were always deemed like classics. So it's like, I don't know. Honestly, it's probably like some Cary Grant movie or something. Those are still great. His Girl Friday or something. Shaun of the Dead, I guess, is a romantic comedy.
there you go.
That you didn't mention, and I like multiple ones that you named. Like Eternal Sunshine is incredible. I don't know. I don't have any others.
My top 5, and I guess I'm gonna like rank them in, I guess, like try to rank them in order of like how, just like
you got to say that in the question next time.
I know. No, I know. I didn't word this very well. But trying not to recycle movies.
I didn't understand the
didn't know
the
what
assignment.
I was doing, Dad. I was emulating you. Number 5, I have Clueless. I love Clueless, but it's like, it's weird. I mean, I understand they're adults and they're consenting and all that, but Cher ends up dating her brother-in-law. That's like the movie is like, oh, I'm in love with this guy that I grew up with. I've seen since I was 6. Like, it's a little icky.
It's weird.
It's weird. Number 4 is Son-in-Law, and it's not just Pauly Shore as a whole, but there's a specific scene in Son-in-Law where Pauly Shore and Tiffany Amber Thiessen get drugged and led to believe that they had unconsensual sex with each other. That's like a plot point where it's like, oh, this is how we break up Pauly Shore and the romantic lead.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a screwdriver. I want to pop my daughter's trunk. I'm all out of vodka.
Wow.
I have seen the movie, yeah.
Yeah, I would be. I'm down for, hey, if you want any all poly all the time, I'm polyamorous. I'm into any Pauly Shore
triple
movie. Yeah.
feature
We
episode.
could definitely get Polly on the podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Number 3 is a tied 2 spot. I don't want to talk about one of them too much because we did a whole episode on it, but Overboard.
Yeah, sure.
Got your amnesiatic sex slave is pretty fucked up.
We need your Coda episode, just a solo episode where you just talk about Overboard.
You want a tape recorder in the bathroom by yourself.
Yeah. So I just watched Overboard, and I have some things to say.
Let's do a quick watch along. But because it's tied, the other one, it's pretty similar coin, is 50 First Dates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just leave her alone, Adam. Like, why do you have to keep like trying to trick this woman? I mean, maybe not trick is the right word, but it's like, yeah, she might fall for you, on day 39, but it's like, don't keep going for it. This is weird.
Wait, are these supposed to be good?
No. These are like
bad ones.
Bad ones, but also like, I guess like
problematic, but
stuff that I'm like, yeah, like I saw that, and like I enjoyed it when I saw it.
Okay.
Number 2. You already touched on it. Chasing Amy. Chasing Amy's fucked up.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That one's rough. One's like,
I'm still spun around from it. Like from watching it all those years ago.
It's super homophobic, and it's also just like, the moral of the story is like, you can turn anybody. You can just like take their sexuality and flip it on its head.
Right.
Yeah.
And then number 1, and it's only, and I don't even know if this one counts. I think I'm just getting a little too I'm just digging too deep on this one. Number 1 is Big.
Yeah, because he literally is a 12-year-old boy.
12-year-old in the mech.
Yeah. There's a lot of icky talk on. They did that on the rewatchables.
Yeah, it's very much like the movie. And I haven't seen it in a long time, but what I remember is like there's like a whole like I'll always love you, Beverly, kind of thing, and like it's like, oh my god, this is such a traumatic experience breaking up with a 12-year-old.
Yeah, well, it was tough for me because I was 12.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that's Wilma Flintstone. She's a babe.
She is a babe.
Yeah.
All right, on to the epilogue.
Yeah.
It's where we give our verdict on whether or not we're going to kill it, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, kill it with fire.
I'm not going to let it live.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No thanks.
No.
I don't need to watch this ever
I
again.
don't. If I had children and I came home and they were watching this, I would beat them. Like, no.
All right, on to pluggables.
Yeah, launch that shit into that DVD player in the sky, and
yeah.
then fucking unplug that shit and throw that shit out the window.
I'm actually going to have to animate this now.
Yeah,
This
into the
government
cosmos,
deserves it.
deep into a black hole, and then take that black hole and put it in a dying star.
It's the
Yeah.
But what if that black hole,
black
what if you
holes.
do all that and then the black hole opens up over your child's bedroom?
Oh no! I also have a child in this scenario.
Oh, I thought you said this was your child. I thought you said you were coming home to your
Those
child.
are two scenarios.
These are two scenarios.
Just
Oh.
walking in some random children watching.
My poor
You're
children.
like, don't hit your kids, hit other people's kids.
Yeah. I'm not going to hit anybody's kids, but also I won't let them watch it.
No.
Right on. Well, thank you everybody for listening. You got some pluggables, Robert? You got some places to
Sure,
find you?
yeah. Please follow me on Instagram, Robert_Negoesco. That's my name. You can also search me on YouTube, one or the other. Instagram's a good place to find my comics work, my art, order books and stuff. YouTube's a bunch of crazy stuff. So check them out, please. Thank you.
Right on. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much
This was an experience.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Can't wait another 40 days and 40 nights to scrub this one from my memory.
Yeah, don't watch this one with us this time, people.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed. I had to like rent this. This is on my credit card somewhere.
Oh, and mine too.
No.
I know. That's what sucks is like because it's always a joy when it's like, oh, it's on Tubi. Oh, it's like bootlegged on YouTube. And it's like, this one's one of those like, oh, I gave somebody $3.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. You guys gotta illegally BitTorrent that shit.
We'll write it off in the taxes once this becomes a business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Well, thank you everybody for listening. I have been Luc Londe,
I have been Chuck Starzynski.
Robert Negoesco.
and we have been the Nostalgia Killers.
Bang, bang.